Alright, so for this project I'll be using a fingering weight yarn in purple color, and then I'm gonna use 2.0 millimeter crochet hook. So to start this project, we're gonna need to work a foundation chain, and we need to chain 33. So make a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we will be starting from the base, and on the second chain from hook, that is where we're gonna work our single crochet. So we're gonna have one single crochet into every stitch across except the last chain. Now the next step is into the last stitch we're going to work 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So after working 4 single crochets, this will turn our work on the opposite side, and then into the next available stitch, which is here. We're gonna work 1 single crochet. So we're going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch across. Round 2, we're going to chain 1 into the same stitch. We're gonna work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet into each stitch across. So when you get to the second of the 4 single crochet group, that is where you're gonna work an increase. So into each of the next 2 single crochets, work 2. So I just work an increase in there, and into the second or third of the 4 group single crochets, I'm gonna work another increase, which is 2 single crochets. Now into the next stitch, I'm just gonna work 1 single crochet. So now 1 single crochet into each stitch across. Now when you get to this corner here, so this is the curve, So into the next stitch, into one of those remaining 3 stitches, we're gonna work 1 single crochet. Now the last 2 here, that is where we're gonna work 2 single crochets into each stitch. So that is where we're gonna do our increase. And then into the first single crochet made, we're going to work a slip stitch to end round 2. So this is what it looks like so far, and we're having an oval base. Now we are still going to work an increase into the 3rd round. For round 3, we're going to start by chaining 1 single crochet into the same stitch, 1 single crochet into each stitch across. Alright, so keep working 1 single crochet into each stitch. When you get to the increase of the previous round, which is the 2 single crochets in 1 stitch of round 2, so we have 1 and 2. Now into the first single crochet of the increase, that is where we're gonna work an increase. So in there we're gonna work 2 single crochets, and then into each of the next 2 stitches, that is where we're gonna work just 1 single crochet. So 1 and 2, and then this will get us to the one of the single crochets of the increase of the previous round. So this is the stitch where we're going to work an increase. So we made 2 increases, 1 here and here. Now in between that, we're just going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch until we get to the other end, in which we're gonna do the same as what we did in here. So we're going to mirror the increase that we did here to here, but in between we're just going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch. So once we get to the first increase of round 2, which is this one, that is where we're gonna work our 2 single crochets. And then into each of the next 2 stitches, work 1 single crochet. And then into the last stitch here, that is where we're gonna work our last increase. So this is what it looks like. And to end round 3, we're going to work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet made. Now to start round 4, we're going to chain 1 single crochet in the same stitch, 1 single crochet into each stitch across until we get to the first increase of the previous round. So keep working 1 single crochet in each stitch until we get to the increase here. So when we get to the increase into the first of the 2 single crochet increase there, we're just gonna work 1 into the second. That is where we're gonna work our 2 single crochets or increase. Now into each of the next 3 stitches, that is where we're gonna work 1 single crochet into each. There. Now our last single crochet increase will be into the next one. This is part of the increase of the previous round. So here, this is where we're gonna work our last, well, technically our last increase on this side, and whatever increase we do here, we're gonna repeat on the other side. Now in between, we're just going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch until we get to the increase round on the other side. Alright, so once we get to the increase round, so we are still going to work an single crochet now into the next one. Okay, so I'm just making it sure. So this is the increase, and on the first of the 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, and into the next, that is where we're gonna work our 2 single crochets. Now into each of the next 3 stitches, just work 1 single crochet into each. So 1, 2, and 3. So the last stitch of this round, we will work an increase. So that's 2 single crochets. Now to end round 4, we're gonna work a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet. And this is what it looks like now. So for round 5, this will be the last time that we're going to work an increase. So we're going to start by chaining 1 single crochet into the same stitch, 1 single crochet into each stitch across, and then once we get to this curve here, I'm going to show you where to work an increase. And by the way, I would like to thank my sister for helping me produce a high quality videos, and because of that, when she went home from Australia, she bought me a camera. So thank you so much. I know that you are really having the best time of your life there. You're an Aussie now, so hopefully I can visit your second home one of these days. So if you're watching this video, thank you so much. So once you get to the curve part, we keep continuing working 1 single crochet. Now you see the increase here. Into the first of the 2 single crochets, we're gonna work just 1. Into the second, that is where we're gonna work our increase. Now into each of the next 4, we will just work 1 single crochet into each. So I have 3, and 4. And when you check the previous round, this is where we did an increase, and into the last of those 2 single crochets, that is where we're gonna work 2 single crochets or our increase on this part. Now we're gonna do the same once we get to the other side. So for now, we will just keep working 1 single crochet into each stitch until we get to the increase of the previous round. The increase in the first of the 2 single crochets, just work 1 into the second. That's where we work an increase. Into each of the next 4 stitches, just work 1. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this will get us into the next stitch, which is also the last stitch. So that is where we're going to work our last increase. Now we are going to end the round with a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet made. And this is what it looks like. It's an oval shape, and as you can see, it has a wide oval base shape. If you're going to use a bigger hook and a thicker yarn, this will be much bigger. But let's say you're using the same kind of yarn. Let's try to measure it, and the measurement of this would be almost 5.5 inches, or 14 centimeters. So that's the length of this one. Now into the next round, which is at round 6 to round 8 and 9. So from round 6 to 9, that is where we're just gonna work chain 1 to start the round, and then into the same stitch work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So we're going to repeat 1 single crochet into every stitch around until we get to round 9. So we already have 5 rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So round 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 rounds of just 1 single crochet in every stitch around.